So who did we problem solve last time? Who remembers who we problem solved last time?
We did David's.
We did David?
Mm-hmm. David.
Yes, I'm the first one on the agenda.
Yeah, so we problem solved for you last time. We were talking about your sleeping and your plan for sleeping. How did your action plan go?
Well, I'm sleeping much better. I set my alarm every day and make myself get up around 7:30ish, and just like we had planned. And that stopped me from sleeping until noon, 1 o'clock, and getting off track. So only maybe one day I turn it off and go back to sleep, and maybe that was not so good, but
6 out of 7 days.
Yeah, good. Absolutely. Yeah, so it sounds like that's really impacting your recovery in a positive way.
yes, I think it is, and I'm getting back onto schedule like I planned, and it also allowed me to take my morning medication on schedule, and when I sleep till noon, I never know if I should skip it or just take it, but it's been very helpful.
Yeah, plus I don't have to wake or call him and wake him up every 20 minutes, and he's doing it on his own, and it makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah,
You
gotta
gotta
Not
sleep.
worried about him.
Yeah, big relief for you
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah, free
it's-
time.
Definitely.
yeah, great.
Very nice.
So David, do you feel like this is something that you're going to be able to keep going with, or you want to keep trying? This is working.
I think I want to keep trying it. It seems to be working pretty good so far.
All right, very good, very good.
That's cool, dude. That's cool.
We'll follow up with that.
That action plan, who had those ideas that were so instrumental? We put together that action plan. Wasn't it you, Crystal, that contributed those great ideas?
Yeah.
Way to go,
Way to go,
Crystal.
Crystal.
That's what this group is about.
She's my big support network here.
Yeah. Okay.
BSN, Big Support Network.
Exactly.
So David, that means we're going to start with you today with our go around. So what's been going well in the last 2 weeks with your recovery?
Well, I'm working pretty much on keeping myself going and staying on schedule and remaining structured.
Good for you, Dave.
Yeah, that's been really positive. So what could be better in the last 2 weeks? Is there anything that could be better with your recovery?
I think it's been going pretty well, and my relationships with people are working much better. I'm not so grumpy and stressed out and agitated and cynical, so to speak.
Yeah, that's no good for anybody.
No.
It's not good for you either.
So is there anything that could be better?
Well, you mentioned cynical a minute ago.
Well, I'm working toward being positive.
Okay,
And
so maybe you're kind
have a
of,
better positive outlook on things when I wake up in the morning, and I think the medication's helping.
okay. So maybe what could be better is just kind of focusing more on your attitude and getting that all in check.
That would be a good way of putting it. Yes.
Because that does definitely affect your recovery. It affects your whole day, right?
Oh, yes,
The quality of your
exactly.
day.
And I've been having a lot of headaches, and I haven't always felt up to take him to his appointment. So we're making a plan to talk to the neighbor who's home most of the time, and so that he can take him to the appointments.
Plan B.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been
Okay.
Plan B. It's been working pretty good.
Cool. Great.
I heard it said that recovery means having a plan B. So.
So
Good point.
that's our little
You're the
pearl of
answer
wisdom
man.
for today.
Write
Great.
that down.
Yeah. Thank you,
I'm gonna
Mark.
write that down too.
So Crystal, what's going well for you in the last 2 weeks related to your relationship with your dad?
Well, I haven't had to keep calling him to wake him up, and he's been in pretty better mood lately, and pretty much it.
It's really comforting to know the people we care about are doing better.
Yeah.
It just makes
Oh,
it better for us. doesn't it?
Yeah, because your anxiety was so high. You'd call in if you didn't answer, you didn't know what was going on, and so this
Oh, yeah.
is.
She
It made
helps
me worry a lot.
She helps me out by making sure I keep my cell phone turned on.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So, and then you said what could be better? You mentioned the headaches
Yeah.
and that, so maybe you haven't been feeling so good physically. Do you have a doctor you're working with for that to
Yep.
help keep that in check? Okay,
Yep.
great. Because none of the treatment's 100%, so that's good that you're working already with
I
your
don't know if this is your issue, but as hot as it's been lately, it's really important to get enough liquids and water throughout the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
point.
true for all of us.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, I love water. So.
All right, great. Well, thank you for coming. I'm glad everything's going so well with
Thank
your
you.
plan. And we'll be checking in with you Bill, how about you? What's been going well in the last 2 weeks?
Well, I've been making new friends in the apartment complex.
Oh yeah, you just moved there, so that was one thing you were worried about. So you're making the new friends.
Yeah,
Good for you. Don't waste any time. Get right to it.
and
Yeah. And what could be better?
well, they like to drink a lot, and I have been drinking with them, alcohol with them, and I don't think it's good for me. I think people get in trouble when they drink, but if I gotta hang out with them, I gotta drink. So
How do you have to drink?
I don't know. That's all they do is drink, and it kind of,
Okay.
if you're not drinking, you're not part of the group.
You
So-
probably
So-
want to be on the same level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you say like, how many times a week do you think this is coming up for you as an issue? Is it like an everyday thing, a couple times a
A
week,
couple times a week seems to be the norm.
a couple times a week? And then when you say drinking, how much are you drinking when you drink with
Well, I just kind of watch other people drink, but normally I might have one drink. I try to not drink a lot because I know people get in trouble if they do drink.
Yeah.
Bill, that's the
That doesn't
second
sound
time
too
you
bad.
That's the second time you've mentioned something that might not be good for you or getting you into trouble. What is the worry exactly?
Well, I'm concerned because people say that alcohol doesn't mix with my medications.
And that is one of our family guidelines, the no street
And-
drugs or alcohol. They can make our symptoms worse, they can cause relapses and interfere with recovery. So Bill, you're on track there for sure.
Well, it seems like I have such a strict nurse. These nurses, they ask you these questions when you go to these exams. If you're drinking alcohol, everybody wants to know what you're doing. You know, drinking or doing these other things, and I want to be able to tell them I'm not doing it, but I want to be around these friends that got drinks. So
Ooh, so how do you balance the alcohol?
Yeah.
Friends. You have an event coming up where you're going to be with them?
yeah, going to go to a barbecue. I like barbecue.
Okay.
The barbecue's good stuff, and
Yeah.
I really like to go to barbecues. But then they're going to have a keg of beer there and all that other stuff. So.
I know that barbecue and beer make me swell up.
Well, that's, it just seems like the more barbecue you eat, the more thirsty you get, so.
Yeah.
And so Bill, I know your support person's not with you today, but do they know about the situation you're in, or have you not spoken with them yet about this?
Well, I'm afraid to, because I'm afraid I might get in trouble if I tell anything about that I'm drinking, so.
Okay. So the barbecue is coming up. You really want to go, but you're not too sure how to handle it.
I don't know how to not drink and not be part of the group.
You could pretend you had a beer in your hand.
Well, I've done that.
All right. All right, Bill. Well, thank you. We might end up coming back to you in a little bit. That might be something we could problem solve with the group today. Thanks for sharing. All right. So for me, guys, real quick, I think what's going well is my parents. You guys know my dad has cancer, and my parents have been really leaning on me a lot, and their air conditioner broke.
Oh.
And it was so hot this week, I was worried. I got a guy to come out the same day, and he fixed the air conditioner.
Wow.
So
I
this
want
guy,
that guy.
yeah, and you know, he was reasonable. I didn't feel like he was overcharging us, so it was a big gift. Yeah, it was heating and cooling. You want to know? Absolutely, they were wonderful. Bill is the one that came out.
They kept it for the same day.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He was worried about when I said they were senior citizens and that. And then what could be better is my dad found out that his tumor is not operable. So it's manageable, but they can't take it out. So we're really worried about that. My dad's cancer. And, you know, more doctor visits, more things going on with that. So it's a concern, but we have a plan. We're going to go to the other oncologist at U of M and see what the next step is now, since we know we can't do surgery.
Hope
Thank
you're
you
gonna
for
find
letting us
something.
know about
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're in good hands to heal things.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. So it's scary, but, you know, I got to look for the little joys that happen, right? That the air conditioner and that stuff went well. So try to be positive.
Yeah.
Heather, how about you? It's good to see you.
Thanks.
And Tom's not here today.
No,
so-
I'm not really sure where he is. He said he was gonna make it, but he wasn't really sure, so I don't know where he is.
Ooh, okay.
I tried to get a hold of him, but I'll text him later.
Yeah. Well, what's been going well in the last 2 weeks?
Well, last weekend Tom and I did go up north for the weekend, and we had a really good time.
You went up north?
Yep,
Now, were you camping? Or?
Yep,
Oh,
just
yep.
camped, you know, tent, Coleman stove, the works. It was a good time.
Wow.
That's great. Did a little fishing, got some smallmouth bass. You know.
Nice.
Very good.
When you cut those bass, did you catch them on a fly rod?
Yes.
Well, then they count.
Yes, but then we released him back because I wasn't about to clean
There
him
you
and cook
go.
him.
There you go.
Yes.
If you don't catch them on a fly rod, they don't count.
Yes, sir. I remember you told me that.
All right.
So Heather, what could be better in the last 2 weeks, do you think?
Well,
Um,
Tom and I had a good time up north, but his probation is ending soon, and I am scared to death that he's going to relapse. You guys know, we've been talking about this for a long time. Probation has kept him from using, and I'm just afraid he's going to fall back off once probation's done.
you think probation's been the only thing? You know, I mean, like, how is this affecting you?
I'm stressed. I can't sleep. I say I can't eat, but that fruit was really good. But, at home, I'm just kind of stressed out. At work, it follows me everywhere I go.
It's starting to really worry you.
Very
Day
much
to
so.
day. When does probation end?
August 17th.
That's coming
So,
up soon.
It's
yeah.
less than a month, right?
Yeah. And then when, hearing Bill talk about the, drinking and the temptations, it just makes me think of
Have
Tom.
you and Tom talked about this in what form?
We talked about it on the camping trip. That was one of the reasons we just got out of town, and we could do some talking about it. And he has anxiety, so if he's got anxiety, it's like, ugh.
Well, that's actually a good thing in a way because he's concerned about it.
Yeah, it's too bad he's not here tonight.
I know.
So how are you? Do you have other supports that you're working with?
Yes, I do, because I got you guys. You guys are helpful here.
Nice.
I've been talking to my pastor, and I started going back to NA.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's been a great support for you in the past.
Yes.
So we've got some other
Yep.
people to bounce ideas off of and process.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Okay, but yeah, that probation, that date's coming up, so, and without seeing Tom, maybe, Phil, maybe you and I can follow up with Tom's caseworker. Check
I'd be
up on
happy
him
to.
tomorrow, yeah, we'll just
I'd be happy to
see.
do that.
Cause he probably has an appointment this week, so we'll try to check
He
on
told
him.
me he did, so.
Okay, well, we'll follow up on that for
Thank you.
sure. how
That makes me take care of my little boy.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And how about for you, Mark? What's going well in the last 2 weeks?
Well, we got the car fixed, which was really cool because we used it to go to the Journey
Oh, you guys went?
concert last night.
Ooh, so that's two, car fixed and the Journey concert.
Yeah. So that was good. And, got some appointments and things that we've needed to set up and do. We've been holding off on.
Broken for a long time.
Yeah, I know.
Was it expensive getting it fixed?
You know what? A tire is expensive nowadays.
Yeah.
Dumb question.
Fun, it's all that computer stuff. I can't fix it anymore.
That's right. In fact, when I was a kid, you needed a 9/16 and a ½ inch wrench, and you could take a car part, put it back together.
I need a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So Mark, it sounds like there's a lot of good things. Is there anything that could be better in the last couple of weeks with your recovery?
well, I don't know. Like my doctors tell me I have borderline high cholesterol, and he wants me to take Lipitor for that. If I lost weight, I might not need to do that. But then I take my medication, and that causes weight gain. And I wish your had.
So does this cream cheese.
Well,
Yeah.
I wish I had not the stressful part, but the not being able to eat might be good for
Yeah.
a while. But it's like you can't win on this stuff. I mean, I'd rather not take any medication.
I think most people feel that way. And sometimes our bodies, one of the family guidelines, they're suggesting we follow our doctor's orders. So sometimes we need a medication to help our body through a difficult period or to help regulate something. And so that can be really hard.
But it is hard because, to me, it's not all about, I mean, you can do things to, I don't even want to say exercise and all that, but
Well,
I mean, it just seems like I could find a way to lose the weight and not need the medicine and kick out the endorphins and not need the other medicine.
You
But
learn that.
right now, I can't, I have to take my medication. So
You
that
take-
means I'm going to have the weight gain and I'm going to have the
You
lipid.
take your medication for your symptoms. Is that the idea?
Well, yeah, I can't risk that again.
No.
Every time I decide I don't need that, then
Serious business.
car breaks.
Well, Mark, it sounds like, maybe you suggested maybe there's some lifestyle changes that you could take if we follow the guidelines of go slow, one thing at a time. Maybe, have you thought?
Now that Mark's gained weight, I haven't been eating the best either. I've gained some weight, and I think that we should join a gym together. And that would allow us to lose some weight together. It would allow us to spend more time together. And I think it would be good all the way around.
That's a good.
What do you think of that idea, Mark?
Well, shit. I've been telling her for years that we should join a gym and go do this kind of thing, but.
What do you know? Look at what
I
happened.
know,
So here-
I know.
what the heck?
It's been
Everyone's
coming
got to
for a
be ready
long
at the
time.
same time, though, right? In order
I
to move the
wasn't there
plan.
yet, but I'm getting there.
Well, you know what, I mean, I would do that. That's, I know my way around the gym. And also, like, I've joined the gym a few times over the years, and you go a few times, and then an appointment or something happens, and it's a gym killer, and then you lose ground. But
I
if
think
you
if
do it
we
with
do it
somebody,
together.
yeah.
It's helpful.
So-
Can I offer you a piece of advice? Remember the spandex in the 80s? Don't go there. Stay away from all that. It's different now.
I think I look like a grapefruit and a banana peel.
Well, okay.
Yellow there.
So, Mark, it sounds like you guys have a plan here. Maybe try to join the gym. And do you already know which gym you'd want to join? And
I'm gonna have to check. Money's a little tight after having to fix the car, so we're gonna have to look around and see if anybody's got a good deal.
I know the
going.
Y is running special right now.
Are they?
Tom and I were looking at that. And you saw that too?
Yeah, they have a summer special.
Well, you're competing with Planet Fitness for like
Yeah.
$10 memberships.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, the drop-in center just started a walking club too, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So just in case, if you wanna do something outside more, cause in the summer, the gym, maybe think about the gym, maybe when it's,
Right.
the weather is not so cooperative, but just some suggestions. We'll check back in with you, Mark, then, and see how that's going.
Sure.
Karen, how about for you? What do you feel's been going well in the last 2 weeks?
Well, I think it's good that we've got a plan now to join the gym, but we still need to overcome a few other things.
So the gym's going well, and you're excited about the wellness and the
Yeah.
health part of it.
Yeah.
So what could be going better?
Stress level's a little high. We had the big expense of the car repair. Mark's been really stressed out over taking all this medication, and then he got even more stressed when he went to the doctor, and they told him his cholesterol is borderline high, and it's like reached the point where we have to do something about it to lower his stress level, get him healthier, get me healthier at the same time. And
Yeah. So it sounds like you're a little bit worried,
Yeah.
maybe just about the
I
whole.
worry about him.
Yeah.
So not only is he stressed, I heard you say you're stressed too, and we know it's better for both of you if we can help you manage the emotional quality of your relationship, shall we say?
Yeah, because when we both get stressed out, then we start nitpicking at each other, and
that's
things
no
aren't
good.
going so well.
Right.
And yeah,
No, thank you.
little disagreements here and there.
These are hard
That's
times.
normal.
There's hard times when we all have stress.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a little bit of a plan going there with the gym and just kind of taking it one piece at a time and see what's going to work out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Karen. It's good to see you guys this week. Kim, how about you? I love your top. I mean, that is like a great shirt.
Thank you. I like bright colors.
Yes. So what's going well for you the last
well,
2 weeks?
As you know, everybody knows I talk about dogs all the time, and I love Jackie's dog, so I have my own dog now.
You got a dog?
I got a new dog. I got a puppy.
Oh,
His name is Marley.
what kind of dog is Marley?
He's part lab and part golden retriever.
Oh,
So it's gonna get big. It's gonna get big. Right now.
Can you bring it to group sometime?
Sure.
Sure.
I love it.
Very good. And you wanted to get a dog.
Sure.
I've been wanting a dog for a long time.
Yeah.
I like the dog.
So what could be better in the last 2 weeks?
I don't know. Everything's okay.
Does the dog keep you up all night? or-
Yeah, I bet that's kind of stressful.
Oh, with the puppies,
He
yeah.
does kind of whine.
We used to put an alarm clock in the bedroom.
He's leaving puddles kind of.
Oh,
It's
that's-
hard to have a puppy. It just is.
And when you adopt a new family member, sometimes they control you, not you controlling them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jackie told me I should get a crate and crate train him first to potty train him.
That's what I did with Stella, so that really helped. So it's a good one.
So from all these things,
She
what could
likes
be
it
better?
too.
What could be better? Kim, it sounds like the dog's exciting, but there's also a lot of caretaking that has to happen.
Right.
That sounds like maybe time.
Yeah.
And what about money? I know you were worried about getting a dog in the first place. You were a little concerned about
Money is-
feeding and vet.
yeah,
and
money's kind of tight. I did get him from the pound, so he was only $15. But yeah, money is.
By the
really-
time you buy all
I
the
have to come up
supplies.
buying groceries and stuff
Vet
right
bills
now.
are high. and-
So what do you think could be better? I mean, Bill asked you about the sleeping and keeping you up. I mean, are you concerned about that, or is it really
I'm
not?
kind of up late anyway, and I know Jackie kind of said maybe I drink too much coffee, and that's so I don't, and then the dog
Jackie
keeps me
said
up.
that.
So yeah. But I think I'm okay.
I can't drink caffeine that late at night, or it keeps me up all night long.
All night.
Me too.
Yeah.
Caffeine's a powerful drug.
Yeah.
It sneaks up on us.
I like
Yeah, we
coffee
don't-
before I go to bed.
We don't always think about it because it's like on every corner, and we have it here at group sometimes. We have coffee sometimes, so we kind of don't always realize sometimes how it might affect our recovery or
I
our
like the
physical.
flavored ones right before I go to bed. And
Do you drink decaf?
It can be soothing. There's decaf as an option too, so.
There isn't now that they have all of those flavors in decaf. You can't even tell the difference, you know, if they've got caffeine in them or not.
I try
She
it.
just
Yeah,
bought
she
this creamer
drinks
that's
her
almond joy, half and half
Try that.
almond joy.
So-
One second.
Yeah.
One second.
Yeah,
I
Kim.
don't know,
Yeah,
she's
that's awesome.
not.
That's okay. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
you
Why
like
not?
that for me?
I don't know, but.
I
you know
missed
what?
part of that. Would you repeat what you guys were talking
She makes
about?
hazelnut coffee, and she said it comes in decaf.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Kim, what if we had to pick one thing that could be better in the last 2 weeks related to your recovery? What is one thing that you think we could put up on the board today for you?
Well, maybe I could do something to try to sleep better. I mean, Marley's going to keep me up anyway. I can't do anything about him then. But I suppose if you took me to the store, I could try to buy some decaf coffee, and if it tastes as good, I would try it.
So what could be better is maybe your awareness of your caffeine intake. Maybe is that what you're saying? Because you're not maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is about the caffeine, and maybe you're gonna try some decaf, and just see if that affects your sleeping.
Yep.
Just in case Marley does give you a chance to sleep, you'd like to enjoy it. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
All right, Kim, we'll check in with you for that caffeine, for sure. So Jackie, now your dog has a new friend,
Oh my gosh.
right?
We're having so much fun.
Do they play
I
together?
think this has been a good thing for Kim because we spend better time together, I think. You know, we're out walking the dogs, and the dogs they're still kind of getting used to each other, but they like each other.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you have a dog. What kind of dog do you have?
I have a German Shepherd.
Nice. And they get learning to get along well. That's
He's
Yeah.
in the backyard all the time.
Yeah.
I missed Kim. How old is your dog?
He's a puppy. I got him from a hound.
And her dog's okay with it? She
2
doesn't
months
hurt
old, I
him?
think, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Well, Snell is just a little over a year, so she's kind of still a puppy.
So
She's big.
this gives you guys a lot of great things more in common to be getting out and going for walks and things. So I'm gonna put down that the dog is going well. Is there anything that could be better in the last couple weeks, Jackie? In relation to Kim and your neighbors, I know you've been spending a lot of time together. What could be better?
Well, I think that, Kim realized that, you know, if she drinks coffee at night, it gives her a little more anxiety. And so I think, you know, trying the decaf is a great step. And, you know, and I think that would help with the puppy too. You know, you won't feel so stressed out about,
You kind of got
you know.
annoyed with me when I called you at midnight.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
But
It's time to sleep after 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night.
I know people that take Ambien, but they drink coffee when they take their Ambien. Does that really make you?
Well, your coffee drinking makes sense.
Yeah.
But they drink coffee when they take their Ambien.
What do you think?
Pardon?
How would we want to word Jackie's could be better?
Well, I heard you say, Kim, that Jackie mentioned something about caffeine to you. And then you mentioned the caffeine. What's your concern for Kim? Just a little more about that.
Well, I know that you drink a lot of pop during the day too, like Mountain Dew, and I know that's got a lot of caffeine in it.
Yeah.
And so
How does caffeine affect Kim in your eyes?
I think I've seen you kind of be a little more anxious, you know, than if you weren't.
Maybe jittery?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and I
Difference
kind
with
of worry, you know, how, you know, if you're a little more anxious, you know, how does that affect your medication? And so I know sometimes caffeine, you know, doesn't really mix well with it.
I don't drink alcohol anymore, though.
That's great.
Really
You
good.
know,
So
that-
Jackie, it sounds like this is tying into kind of what Kim's going to be working on this week. So you're saying that you noticed that Kim's symptoms maybe increase a little bit, even though she's not recognizing it, you're seeing it.
I see it. she kind of will snap sometimes, you know, if I'm trying to say something.
Snap. What's snap?
Oh,
Like be
That's
irritable.
like
like her
anger.
tone of voice will get a little.
I don't know if I'm doing that.
So yeah, sometimes, you know, only when you're drinking a lot of caffeine.
So this is your friend speaking out of concern for you, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't want to be mean because I want a dog, so
It's
they
the
get
caffeine.
along and.
It could be. I mean, that's a variable that we could play with this in the next couple of weeks, so you can kind of see if it makes a difference. Because if it's not the caffeine, then what is it? So that would be important for us to know if caffeine is the reason of this change in your mood or not. So maybe that would be something
So we can buy some.
you guys could look
There's
at.
a lot of caffeine.
Oh, God, that'd be fun.
Okay, well, thank
Maybe
you.
Marley likes it too. Who knows?
Thank you so much for sharing.
That was
That's
excellent.
excellent. So Phil, how about you? I'm going to move you up here by me just because I wrote so
Oh,
big.
sure.
We're
Yeah,
not
I noticed
room.
that. It's okay.
I'm going to put you up here.
What's going well, right?
Yeah, what's going well?
My daughter got married.
I heard.
The wedding was wonderful. Thank you. It was a magical
It was
experience.
in your yard, wasn't it?
And we survived. Well, we hosted it. We had a caterer. I was going to do all the cooking, but thank God somebody talked me out of it. It was just a marvelous experience. I
You were
said
too
some-
busy holding the shotgun, probably.
Getting it ready. So I'm glad it's over with. We're moving on. What could be better for me?
That was probably pretty stressful.
Oh, it was tremendously stressful. I took a whole week off of work prior to the wedding.
Before or after?
And I took a half a week after, so.
Recover.
My mother-in-law, this is interesting, my mother-in-law is having health problems. And it affects not only my wife, who's her daughter, but it also affects me. And time management and just getting back to normal is just really a challenge. It's very, very difficult.
So your mother-in-law has been ill.
Her health, yeah, it's affecting all of us. I'm not getting sick. I hate that.
Well, thanks for sharing, Phil.
Sure.
It's always tough.
wedding?
She did. She just had knee surgery,
Oh.
and recovery didn't go well.
No.
But she's kind of leveling out. I have no doubt we'll be fine. It's just tough right
Takes
now.
some time.
Yeah.
It's tough on aging parents.
Yes, it is. It's difficult. Thank you.
All right, gang. So this brings us, Phil.
Yes.
Let's take a look here. We've got David. He's got his action plan in place, working for his sleeping structure, and now he's going to look a little bit and keeping his attitude positive.
Yeah.
Crystal is supporting him with that, and she's got the doctor working on her headaches. Sounds like you guys are doing okay for right now. And you've got your backup plan for driving to the appointment.
Exactly.
Now, Bill, we're still with the situation. Bill's barbecue is coming up. So I know that's something that we were kind of thinking might be something, if we look at our hierarchy, you know, drugs and alcohol. And I mean, not that alcohol has been a real big safety issue for you in the past, but it could become a safety issue if you overdrink or something happens with your medication.
And it's important for us to have friends and relationships.
Yes,
So that's the good part of this. The question is how to balance that tension.
right. Yeah, to have a healthy relationship and something that's really good for you too. So let's think about that one. Phil, with your mother-in-law, you guys are plugging away with
We have several ideas about what to do next, and I'm confident we'll be all right. Thank you.
Okay. And then me, we're on a U of M for my dad. Now Heather, with Tom, the probation date is coming. Actually, we have 2 more groups coming before.
Yeah.
So you're gonna talk to your pastor.
And go to NA and
Phil and I are gonna follow up with Tom's caseworker to double check for his safety and that everything's going okay with him. And so
thank you. Yeah.
we may, I don't know. I'm a little worried about that one, but
it's an important issue, and what I do notice about what you've got going on is you have some more supports in place.
Absolutely.
Some other resources you can
And
call
going back to
upon.
NA is great.
Yeah, that's excellent.
okay.
So that clearly will make a difference for you.
And
Yeah.
with Mark, with the doctor appointments and all the medication and your new diagnosis with the cholesterol and being so overwhelming, you guys are thinking about trying the gym or looking at some physical activities you can do together for lifestyle changes there. And you have a doctor's appointment coming up, you said, if I remember correctly.
What's really great about that is you guys are activating right away and following up some things that are going to help. So you're getting in very early, and that's excellent.
Yeah, and Karen also
That's
part
right.
of the plan. Yes. Worried about his medical concerns. So anytime you go out and you walk or exercise, ride your bikes or whatever you decide to do, that's part of stress relief. You know, we know that can really help us with our
30
mental
minutes
health.
a day is all it takes.
We have to push each other.
Yeah,
Help.
support each other,
Help.
encourage each other.
Support, right.
No.
Yeah, because we know Mark has talked before.
You can borrow yours.
When Mark uses that word nag, that he sees that as just really negative. I know he says it, to be silly, but we also want to. So that can be something we can watch.
So I'm looking at the family guidelines right now. I see keep it cool.
Yeah.
Enthusiasm is normal. Tone it down. Kind of neutral. So be excited, but at the same time, just help each other as you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if this doesn't get me where I want to go with all this medication stuff, we'll be talking about that medicine again.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to be supportive and not nag.
Well,
Excellent.
Great. All right.
I just tease you about the
I-
nagging. You're not a nag. This is my tumor, but I'm not going to get rid of this.
Be
It's
nice.
not a tumor.
I got the name of a good surgeon.
It's not the tumor. I was just thinking
It's
that.
not a
It is
tumor.
not a tumor.
All right. So Kim, with the dog, but really when we started talking about staying up with the dog, then we got into the caffeine issue. And even Jackie agrees this could be something that might be interfering with your recovery, increasing some symptoms, and maybe you weren't even aware of that relationship between the caffeine. So maybe that's something to kind of monitor.
Maybe we should have decaf here. That might help.
We'll talk
That's
about
a good
that.
I
idea.
get decaf when I go to Clubhouse, and actually there's a couple of times it was pretty good. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
You know, there's a reason why we have caffeine every day. It does make us feel better. There's just a limit to what we can do.
Right.
We gotta look at the
There's a
moderation.
downside, right.
We gotta look at the moderation and how it affects us.
Exactly.
Some people shouldn't have it and some people can. So you're gonna look at that over the next couple weeks, and you have an appointment coming up. I thought I saw you on the schedule.
August 10th.
Yeah, okay, so if something's still going on with symptoms and we find out it's not related to the caffeine, maybe that's something we could bring up in med review.
Yeah, I have had to take something for sleep before.
Okay, well, I think that would be an important thing to follow up with. And Jackie, you're gonna help Kim with this process and identifying.
Oh yeah, Kim's has made such great improvements I've seen. You know, even before she got the puppy. But now with the puppy, even though it does keep you up at night sometimes, I just think it's great. So I'm so excited for Kim and
That's excellent.
Well, Jackie's, I mean, you drive me around, it's like she's really, really nice to me. Very
Yeah.
nice to me.
All right, so Phil, this is where you and I kind of do our thing
Yeah,
here. What do you think?
that's right.
I'm thinking between Heather, I'm worried about Tom, but Bill's got the barbecue. What are you thinking?
Well, that's exactly right. Both issues have to do with substance use, and things get complicated,
And it's something coming up soon.
right?
That's-
There's a timeline there. Heather's got a little more time. She also has some resources she's identified that she's bringing in to support her.
I think
We want Bill to have friends.
I think the bill one.
Bill, would you be okay with us problem solving for you today with the group's help? All right, Phil, come on down. I'm gonna shift gears here.
So Heather, it's clear to you as to what to do for the next little bit.
Yeah, I'm
so that-
stressed, but I got things I can do.
All right. Excellent.
Okay.
So we're gonna move into brainstorming. I'm gonna do the problem solving statement.
Yeah, my board is being naughty, Phil.
Pardon?
The board is being naughty, it's not listening. Okay, so let me turn it
Naughty
over to
board.
you. You guys
Can I put this here?
Yeah, I'll take my stuff over here.
Which naughty part are we talking about?
It's kind of falling out, so you just have to be gentle. Let me get my things out of
Gentle.
here.
Gentle. Problem solving statement. So, tell me, you want to stay involved with your friends. Tell me a little bit about them. What do you like about them?
Well, they like to go boating. They like to go out and do things in the woods, camping and they're
You
outdoors
like the
people.
outdoors too? With that?
Absolutely.
That's the kind of thing you go for.
They like campfires and
So
camaraderie there. So.
What's this barbecue thing coming up?
Well, it's just kind of apparently everybody knows somebody that really cooks good barbecue, and as I say that, barbecue makes you real thirsty, but they always have a keg of beer, and they'll have even people with motorcycles come by too. By the way, they have motorcycle people come by. I don't like to get on a motorcycle because I think it's dangerous, but I think they're cool to look at. But
So it's not about whether you want to be friends with these guys and whether you can be friends. It's more about the alcohol being there and whether or
right.
whether or not
It's-
they'll be your friend if you don't drink.
Right. But, we face a lot of temptations in life, and it just seems like some of the temptations go with friendships. People will go to bars and these places to just get out of the house and be with people, but as the downside is everybody's there drinking, and you end up drinking and it affects your medication.
Let me ask, if I may, just a couple more questions. Do they actually, is it like this, here, have a beer? Or is the beer over there and you can walk around with something in your hand?
Yeah, make a long story short, I'd be the only one not drinking if I was there. So
Drinking alcohol. Are there other things to drink too?
generally not.
All right, so with that in mind, I guess for a problem-solving statement, what do you think about this? What could Bill do? Well, we could do any number of ways. What could Bill do? What could Bill drink instead of alcohol? That might be too specific. What can Bill do to be friends without drinking alcohol?
Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking, what can Bill do in the next 2 weeks to feel comfortable at the barbecue without drinking? What about something like that? Because we want him to go, we want him to have fun.
Right. He's gonna go.
Yeah, so how does something like that sound? We can kind
How about
of
prevent alcohol from keeping him from enjoying the barbecue?
So,
No?
well, that's okay.
yeah.
I'm back with Stephanie's thought though. What do you think about what Stephanie said? What could Bill do in the next 2 weeks to, how'd you put it?
enjoy
Stephanie?
the barbecue without drinking.
I take NA beer when I go to things.
Hang on.
Yeah, that we don't want to start problem solving yet.
That tells me we might be on the track of the
Yeah.
problem-solving statement.
What do you
if you
think of
stick
that,
with-
Bill? Would you be okay with us using that as our statement?
Yeah, we'll see what it brings.
Yeah? All right, cool. So let me get
What
this
can
down
Bill
too.
do in the next 2 weeks, right?
Well, actually, it's what can Bill do by Saturday.
Is it this Saturday?
Saturday?
Is it this Saturday?
Yeah, so what can Bill do by Saturday?
It's like the next 2 days, not 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to feel comfortable at the barbecue without alcohol, correct?
Yeah, and you got to realize that some of the women that are there, they're not drinkers either, but there again, they sometimes bring their own beverage. But I just don't want to be a sissy. I mean, gosh, everybody else is drinking, and
our
then I'm
world-
sitting there. I'm with women drinking water or
Don't
something.
hold your little finger out, that's all I can tell you.
Yeah, guys, remember, we want to make sure you get out of here in time, because you guys, we're 90 minutes, we're very structured, so why don't we just start the brainstorm?
So
See
this
what we think.
brainstorming means I want ideas that fit this. What can Bill do in the next couple days to feel comfortable, to get ready to feel comfortable without drinking alcohol? So every idea counts. We're not going to critique them, we're just going to throw them out there.
Yeah.
Good work.
So,
Dude, sissies don't make their own choices.
Okay.
so making choices, I'm going to take that. Making choices is something you can do there. Excellent, thank you.
I think that, I know, Bill, you love that long, Arnold Palmer, the iced tea lemonade combination.
Right.
You like that. I was gonna say Long Island iced tea. That wouldn't. Arnold Palmer, you like that drink. What if you brought one of
Now
those
we know
really
about
big
your
containers and to share with people, so you would bring your own drink to the party?
I'd be sharing it with all the women though.
Well,
But that's not all bad,
that's
though.
to your credit, isn't it?
That's right. All the women would be saying, "Well, we want to do it."
Kim said that too.
Yeah.
If you get those cozies and you put your O'Doul's in it, nobody really.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So we have
Ooh,
Arnold
drink
Palmer.
in a
Hold on. I can't write as fast as you guys.
What the hell's the matter with you?
Arnold Palmer, O'Doul's, you said, is another
Put it
option?
into one of those.
Oh yeah, he said. Yeah, Kim said put it into one of those little cozies that covers up the label, so nobody can even see what he's drinking, but it'll look like a beer. Or root beer can look like beer too. You can put it in a cozy.
Yeah.
Right.
You could just get sick and not go.
Did I spell?
Heather said get sick and not go.
True.
Just don't go.
Well, I like barbecue. I wouldn't miss that.
Take
It's a holiday to look at.
Take somebody
remember,
with you
hold
that's
on.
on your side.
Well,
Hold on,
that's a
every
good
idea counts, right? We're not good at critiquing, so what did you say, Mark?
Take somebody with you that's on your side.
Good.
Ooh,
Take a good
take
support.
somebody that doesn't
Take a
drink.
friend.
I don't drink, I like barbecues, I go with you.
There you go.
We do a lot of neighborhood get-togethers where, you know, people are bringing stuff, and I'm sure this barbecue is the same thing.
You just get these new
Just
friends, he's trying to impress them.
Get somebody else.
This is from the apartment building.
Build to your
So.
friends.
Go ahead,
I was
go
gonna say
ahead.
build to your friends. My idea is tell a couple of your friends that you're taking a medication, like it could be for anything, and that when you drink alcohol, it makes your medication not work and then you feel sick. So you could just tell somebody that you're on medicine that doesn't mix with alcohol. So today, just for that day, you're on this and you can't drink today.
Yeah, well, that's a good point
So,
because I do
That's
that.
not very assertive though, that's kind of.
Well, actually,
Well,
saying no is assertive, isn't it?
Saying no is
And he's
making
setting a
an
limit.
excuse, it's not.
And he's
Well,
setting
actually,
a
it's
limit.
true because I am on heart medicine.
So what I'm going to say about that,
Then say it.
Yeah,
what I'm
it
going
is
to say
true.
about that idea is prepare a list of things you could say to politely refuse, right?
Because do you really want friends that don't like you for who you are?
Yeah, but when you do that though, it's like they think, well, okay, next time when you're not on that, then you'll drink, right?
Well,
You really
but
want
we're
to say
trying to
no.
just stop
Yeah,
that.
just say no.
And,
be
and,
man.
Mark, and he can maybe build up to that.
Be
So
the man.
today we want him to get to that barbecue and feel comfortable on Saturday and have a good time. But because our guidelines tell us we want to go slow. We want to go slow and we want to set limits. And so we maybe don't know what's going to happen the next time he gets together with them. We want to maybe focus on one challenge at a time.
I do want to say alcohol is one of those things in our culture that's complicated.
Yes.
And all of us have ideas and values about it. And your ideas, Mark, are going to be different from his.
They could
right?
be.
I'm just thinking about refusal skills as not being wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You agree with that?
Yeah.
I'm looking for two more good
Ooh,
ideas. Two more
What
ideas.
about role modeling or practicing the refusal skills with a friend ahead of time?
Super.
Mark, that made me think of
Yeah,
that.
you and me, bro, we'll practice.
All right, so get someone to practice
I'll be the
on.
one drinking, you be the one that.
Do you need help, Phil?
Let's see how this works.
Let me help you.
I'm gonna just, I want to look this up. Practice refusal skills. I'm looking for one more. Thanks, Stephanie.
I'm there for you, Phil. I'm there for you.
I know it. One more idea. Get a puppy. You guys got puppies. It works for you. I love getting a puppy. It solves almost every problem in the
Well, if you
world.
brought the puppy to the party, people would focus on the
That's right,
puppy
you're not drinking.
and not what's in your cup.
I think you could volunteer for the dunk tank, then you get busy.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna write get a puppy because we just ran out of paper.
And we've got 7 really good ideas.
Yes, that's right. So we're going to move into pros and cons. We're going to take each idea and let's just do it. Talk about what's good and not so good about each choice. So making choices while you're there, what would be good about that? Anybody? What would be good about
Causes them
making
to stop and
choices?
think.
Yeah, stop and think.
Well, then you're setting your own course, you're not following anybody.
Right,
You're
exactly.
taking control.
Right.
Right. And that always
point,
feels
Kim.
better. Say again?
I said good point, Kim.
Okay. What's the downside of making your own choices?
Temptation. It's too big sometimes.
It's overwhelming? Is that what you mean?
You could make a bad choice, I think I'm hearing Heather say.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
We
when you
it's
make a
it's
choice,
right
it
there.
might not always be the healthy choice.
Sometimes we work against ourselves, don't we?
Might be the choice your friends don't like, and then you lose your
You
friend.
might alienate somebody. Well, that's the downside of
Well, I
it.
guess you need to know that, you know.
Sometimes it's hard to make a choice. Sometimes it's confusing,
Peer pressure.
especially with alcohol and food. All right. I wrote down here, bring your own bottle. This was the Arnold Palmer idea, right? Bring your own beverage, I guess I'd say. What's the upside of that?
Somebody said earlier, you make a choice, you're in control or something.
Yeah, you have a plan. You have something to drink,
Prepared.
right?
Do you actually like Arnold Palmer?
That's a good
The
one.
lemonade, the tea thing? You
It was
like
what? Well, because he had been bringing it for a while, so I thought it was
Okay,
something.
all right. Excellent observation. What's the downside?
It's not alcohol.
Somebody might know.
Well, that's
they're
pros
not
and cons
drinking
to that, isn't there?
Somebody
It's
might
not
know.
alcohol, that's good. It is not alcohol, that's bad.
Yeah.
Somebody might know
So-
and tease him, his new friends.
Yeah, they could. I'm not sure what they cost, but I'm thinking they're like $1 a piece, so. On the other hand, it's cheaper than alcohol.
Cheaper than the trouble you get into.
Yes, that's right. This next idea is kind of similar. Bring in O'Doul's, put them in
A little cozy.
I put cozy, but I think it's actually spelled K-O-O-Z-Y or something like that.
A koozie, a cozy,
Something like
whatever.
that, to cover the label.
So
you could drink it in comfort, right? What's the upside of
I
that?
like that idea.
Right, what do you like about
Well,
it?
it smells like alcohol if you want people to think you're drinking it, but it isn't.
Stays cold longer.
In the cozy.
Nobody knows, so they wouldn't
Yeah,
make
paper
fun of you.
beer. You should
True.
fake beer.
People would know.
People wouldn't know,
Wouldn't know,
you'd be more comfortable.
Privacy.
Privacy,
Feels like you're fitting in.
excellent.
David, what do you think? Do you think there's pros about that idea?
I like the whole idea. Another suggestion, maybe get some bottled root beer in brown bottles. Make it look
Yeah.
Beer comes in a brown bottle.
Then you could mix it up a little bit.
Exactly.
People drinking things, different kinds of
No, I'm
stuff.
saying like not just have the same thing on it. You could switch it to the other kind of drink. Because they both might look like a beer bottle.
Yeah, but not mixing the two.
Right.
So what's the downside of this idea?
Maybe people thinking you're fake if they find out.
Fair.
Good point.
I don't think you
Okay.
care if you drink or not, you know?
Would you be comfortable doing that? In a way, it feels a little bit like you're tricking somebody. Maybe less honest.
Well,
It
I
depends
mean-
on your comfort level.
Yeah, and it depends if he's advertising, I'm having a beer. I mean, if he's just drinking it, it might just keep the people from questioning it. They would assume. It doesn't mean he's saying he's drinking.
So-
They would assume.
Right. We're talking about what might be a downside to
Well, it could be a
something.
downside, as you said, there's a kegger there, right? And then you have your own beers.
Cost more.
It might not fit
Might
in.
seem a little
right?
odd.
Everybody else has
Yeah,
the little
standoffish.
red top.
Okay.
I think the coolest thing would be to
Red
have
soda
that.
cup.
Somebody asks you what you drinking and you tell them non-alcoholic beer, I don't drink. I think that would be the coolest.
You're making a statement.
I think that would be awesome.
All right, we're going to move on. I think the suggestion was to play sick and stay at home. A more general version of this is just not go, right?
Yeah.
What would be
into the
the
peer
upside of that?
Well, you avoid the whole problem.
You
I guess.
didn't give in to the peer pressure.
Yeah, but
Give
you
in to
only
the peer
avoid it for
pressure.
that time.
Right.
So it's,
Say
Right,
again,
but what's
please.
come up again.
She's running over to the not so good about the idea. She's saying
Okay.
it only helps you for one time.
We'll hang on to that.
Right.
But the positive side of that is you're actually putting into place a plan that keeps you in a space that's safe for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a downside to it, of course, that we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah.
Well, and I think a positive thing on that side would be if you're staying at home, you could find something else to do that may be a project or something you need to work on. And
Follow an interest,
Yes.
do something else that would be fun. It's always good to have choices and alternatives, isn't
Maybe the
it?
neighbor could bring them home a plate of food too. Like, you know. bring them a plate of
Excellent.
food.
Barbecue. Well, you can get the barbecue without the party, right?
Ah.
It might appeal to somebody's sense of nurturing if they see that you're not doing well. They might offer to befriend you in a different way.
Suck it up.
How about the downside to this? Somebody you mentioned, didn't you?
Yeah, I think
Jackie?
that if you stay home to avoid it,
Right.
it'll come up again.
It's a
Well,
temporary
so-
solution.
So it's a short, temporary solution. Thank you.
Yeah, but the problem is, remember, this is an apartment building. Everybody knows everybody else's business. You know,
So that's
when you leave and come, and when
a
you
different part of
go,
the problem is they're going to find out.
they're gonna say, "Well, why were you home when we were all at the party?"
Exactly.
Say you were sick or something, but
You know what I
it will
think the
keep
problem
coming
with that
up.
is? To me, the problem with that one is you're just telling yourself you can't handle it.
Yeah,
Just
I don't think it's
practice.
good to lie about it. 'Cause
So
Just
it might
reinforcing it. I
might be
can't
good
handle
in the short term, but in the long term, it's not such a good idea because it's not good for your sense of self-esteem. It's a little
You're
dishonest.
just telling
If
yourself.
they find out you lied
You're
about
saying,
it,
I
it's not
can't
good.
handle that, I can't handle that.
Somebody just
Yes,
used
you
the
can.
word lie. That's strong language. None of us like to be thought of in that way. Is that right?
If you want these people to like you, you don't want.
You have to be yourself.
Yeah.
Right. That's an excellent observation. Take a friend, and then somebody had to take a friend who won't be drinking alcohol. What's the upside of that?
Support.
Great
Excellent.
Good support.
That's worth 2 stars.
2 stars. What is it about that that makes it worth 2 stars?
Because this person understands that you need them there as support because it's kind of rough to not drink the alcohol. You can just kind of there and lean on them.
You know what I love about that? If you're talking about it, the thing that's taking you to the barbecue is you want friends, and you're actually bringing a friend. So you get kind of like double value from the one experience.
And they get to eat alcohol, get to eat barbecue.
Bring some back for us next week.
Absolutely.
You know what, everybody in here has been through a problem in their life, and it's one thing to go through it alone, it's something else to have somebody there with you, so.
Feels a lot better.
Kim's already volunteered, so. Who knows?
Kim did?
Yeah, I love barbecue.
She's bringing her
Excellent.
attack.
So that's an option.
Yes.
With the attack puppy,
And I'll be
right?
bringing my
Fucking
So what's the downside of this, taking a friend that doesn't
Your
drink?
new friends might feel affronted because you brought a friend instead of going to hang with them.
If you decide to do this, you'd have to work that out, right?
Hopefully I have another friend in the apartment building that I could bring.
Make sure it was okay
Find
to
somebody.
bring a friend that, you know,
Yeah.
if it's
Check
by
that ahead of
invitation
time.
only,
Yeah.
they might.
Sure,
not
you'd have to
let-
figure that out. How hard it is it in today's world to find the friend that won't judge you for not drinking and they don't drink themselves? I don't know if you have friends like that or not. You have to
Yeah.
investigate a little further.
Yep.
Yeah.
Would you be worried about their welfare at the party?
Yeah.
Conceivably, because they're a stranger too.
And they might be tempted, you never know.
They might be, and that's pressure for you because now you're hosting, right?
Yeah, and I'm the bad person, so to speak, for bringing, you know.
Oh, you're not.
For bringing that extra party, breaking the rules or
Right,
whatever. Well,
right.
it's a downside.
It could boomerang on you.
It could. It's a downside you have to think about.
Yeah.
We're going to move on.
I hate to interrupt, but I have to go to an appointment now, so I have to leave a little bit early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you-
All
I
right.
want to make sure you
Yeah.
meet that appointment.
It's
Well,
very
thank you for coming.
important.
Yes.
Yep, it was
I'll
nice seeing
talk
to you
you
later.
guys. Yep.
seeing you.
Catch up with you
We're
later.
glad you came.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
See you
Yeah.
later.
See you in 2 weeks.
Right.
Okay, so we were saying, tell a friend, tell a friend that you're on medication and you can't drink with it. And we turned that into make a list of refusal
You can call it whatever
options.
you like. Yeah.
So what are some of the
basically.
good things about that?
So in
Well,
other words,
certainly.
prepare yourself in advance with things to say that will communicate your intention and without insulting people.
More assertive.
More assertive.
It kind of ties in with making choices and stuff.
Yeah.
It's all about taking control before.
Well, you
Right.
said you don't want to be a
Getting
sissy.
prepared.
Here's a way not to be one. You know.
And
You
you
know a
think
lot about
that-
sissy stuff. I'm
Sorry.
Well, he said he didn't want
The guy in the light blue shirt is
is
talking about not being a sissy. Okay, come on. Come on.
It's not pink.
Well, I was
I
thinking,
like pig. It's all right.
So I was thinking for you too, if you have the list ahead of time, then it takes the pressure off of you when you're on the scene to try to think of something.
There you
So it'll
go.
help you be prepared, you might feel more confident.
And that's what the research shows, actually.
My wife bought me this shirt.
I did.
Well, it's a beautiful shirt,
See?
and it goes so well with your blue eyes.
Thank you.
Can we move on?
What's the downside? What's the
I'm
downside
getting a
of
little
this?
worried.
I think that kind of goes along with the whole lying thing.
Yeah.
In what
If,
way?
if
Well-
it's not really true, if you're just gonna make up this list of ways to refuse it,
Mhm.
not all those items might be true, and what if your
Okay.
friends found out it wasn't true?
Okay, so it might be hard, it might get complicated,
Yeah.
it might not work.
Well, it is true.
But that's the
It
practice
does
part.
affect the
You can
medication.
try ahead of time.
So when Jackie,
See
you're
which
saying,
ones work.
you know,
Hold on,
maybe-
one at a time. Mark's got the
I think
floor.
the-
Hold on, Mark, I just want you to finish your idea, please.
Well, that's why we have the practice thing. I mean, you can try them out ahead of time, and you'll get a sense of which ones are sort of wishy-washy and which ones are solid. You know.
So that's the positive side. The downside is you have to take time to practice
Well,
in
that's right.
advance. You have to
Yeah.
set time aside
Right.
and structure it all up. You were saying, I'm sorry.
It is true, though. The statement is true.
Which part?
It does affect. The alcohol does affect his medication.
Somebody said these weren't
So
true
it's
statements.
not a lie.
She's
Oh,
saying
okay,
the
I see what
refusal
you're getting
skills
at.
that he comes up with could all be based on things that are true.
Okay.
They don't have to be like.
So it could be true if you had things that were misunderstood and so forth,
But
people
say
might
the
get
ones that are
offended.
true.
Yeah, but earlier we were talking about maybe it just was
I mean,
for
if that's
today, I
important.
can't take it.
Right, right,
It
right.
sounded like
Right,
it was
right, right.
kind of embellishing the truth a little.
It started that way, but then he
Yeah.
did say,
So I just
am
want to let you know,
true.
as the official timekeeper, we only have
All
about
right.
1 more minute
We
to
have-
finish up the pros and cons.
So I wrote
Sorry,
down your,
guys.
it's okay, we have to follow this schedule. And the structure I put down here, practice refusals, we're just gonna say it's essentially the same idea, right?
If you make your list, you'd want to practice them.
And I did have the idea of getting a puppy, what's the upside? One quick idea or two about getting a puppy? They're cuddly. What did you guys get?
You can
puppies?
walk with us.
Yeah, they have
Go ahead.
unconditional love.
Unconditional love. It's kind of
That's the
bring
nice
us
thing
supportive
about
friends.
Puppy doesn't
Yes.
care if you drink.
That's the friend you ordered with you.
They're always glad to see you.
All right.
Absolutely.
But check to see if you can have them while they have dinner.
That's the
Good
problem. A lot of apartments don't allow pets.
Yeah.
They
So,
whine, but they don't.
hang on, hang
I
on.
want
It's important we have a good time. It's also important that we accomplish what we came to do. So I have pros and cons. It's hard to sort it out, but pros and cons for all of these things. Making choices, bring your own beverage, O'Doul's and
Drink it in a
cozy.
cozy.
Pardon?
Drink it in a cozy.
Drink it in the cozy. 6, stay home. Take a supportive friend. Make a list of refusals, behaviors, and practice them before you go. On this list, what do you see that you find most maybe interesting, practical, appealing, the things that, the 1 or 2 things that you can see yourself doing?
Bring my own drink.
Bring your own drink.
Bring your own drink. So that's one thing. What can you have another one? that you
And
want?
take the friend.
Take a friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that would be a support person for me.
And
Yes.
Kim gets
I'll
barbecue.
be your side. I'll be your side light here while
My
you're doing
Vanna.
our act. I'll be your Vanna.
Thank you. So bring BYOB. Bring your own beverage.
Right.
Right. And bring a friend. BYOF. BYOBFF.
Now, isn't that amazing?
You guys are so creative.
Bring your own big frickin' friend.
So we're gonna turn these 2 things into action steps. This is the part where Stephanie and
So,
nice,
that
nice.
maybe
So that
don't
kind of
want to
normalizes
get
it
smashed.
too. That's very
It does. Very nice.
Well, people don't want to get smashed. You know, they got to have designated people driving and stuff.
You might
so.
be surprised to find out that actually most people don't want to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
That-
Well, you get real thirsty with that barbecue.
They don't care what you're drinking.
Yeah.
They
All
just-
right, Phil,
Exactly.
I'm keeping us on time. We got 2 minutes
So
here.
bring your own best friend forever. Who's your best friend forever you're gonna bring?
I know this gal. She's 6'4", so she'll go.
Right? So what's her name? May we know her name?
Ellen.
Ellen?
You're
Yep.
gonna invite
All right,
Ellen.
Kim, you're out.
Yeah.
When will you be calling Ellen?
Tonight.
Tonight, Thursday night. Call
She
tonight.
likes barbecue because she cooks it herself. So
What time tonight?
I don't know. She gets home about. She's in the apartment complex too, by the
Okay.
way. So
We could call, you could go by either
yeah,
one.
yeah.
So by
my evening.
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock?
Well, yeah. When I get home, I'll slip by there, and usually she's home or doing something. So
Well, I want to make sure it happens, so by 8 o'clock.
that Thursday night. Yeah.
So Bill, you're gonna it won't be a problem bringing Ellen to the party or having to ask because she lives there, so she would automatically be invited.
Well, I don't know whether they invite her or not, but I'll take her. So
Or you're gonna risk it. That
Yeah.
maybe.
What are you getting at, Stephanie?
Well, we spoke in the pros and cons that we didn't know if the party was open to anybody or if it had been invitation only.
So would you, just for safekeeping, call the person who's organizing the party and make sure that it's okay?
yeah, I would probably automatically do that. Yeah.
So you're gonna call first for permission or?
Yeah.
Or just to notify them, hey, I'd really like to bring Ellen, is that okay?
Yeah, I'll just tell them I want to bring a friend and ask them if they knew Ellen. And,
Mainly. We're pretty sure they're gonna say yes, but just to keep everything
Yeah.
on board.
What if
So
Ellen can't go?
Yeah, that would be my
Well,
question.
Do
then,
a backup plan.
you need a second best friend
You still feel
forever.
comfortable and going?
Sure,
Say
if
again?
you can't find somebody else and you really need somebody, I can go.
yeah, I'll bring.
Nice.
Couldn't they both go?
Nice.
Yeah, they go.
And Kim.
Well, I was gonna kind of hang out with Marley.
Let's not
but if you
complicate
really need me
things.
to,
And she's got that little puppy to take care of too. That little puppy has.
You
man.
know what?
Don't
Kim,
get
if
any
you
Hang on,
can't take
hang
the
on.
puppy with you, I'll take the puppy.
Okay.
So you guys are setting that up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's get, so you got it back up.
Yeah.
Let's get back to Ellen for a second. You're calling them, getting permission, you're gonna need to let her know what time you're gonna leave and get over there and all that. Does she need any special, like is she vegetarian, at a barbecue? Does she need any
No,
special?
she likes barbecue. She actually is cooked. She cooked when she was in college.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
She said she worked at a restaurant.
So what might get in the way of this happening? This is pretty standard. What might get in the way of this happening? This one with Ellen.
Well, if she can't go, then I'll have Kim go if somebody can take care of her puppies. So.
Okay.
It's me.
And I will say one last thing. What if you actually do get sick?
All her.
No kidding.
Ellen would have
But it could happen.
Without you. And Kim and I will go to work.
Excellent.